Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So I wanted to show you guys this clip. Shout out to the good brother, Dennis Sperling. He always has some very interesting clips on his Instagram that I pick up on. And this one was no different. Now, apparently, this was just a part one. It might be a part two somewhere. I didn't see a part two. And sometimes it's difficult to track down the origin of these videos. But before I play it, to give a little bit of context about what you're about to see, apparently this woman has had a delivery of a refrigerator to her home. I don't know whose fault it is, but it winds up that the refrigerator was too large for the space in the kitchen. You know how sometimes it has like a designated space where the refrigerator is supposed to go? You got to be real mindful of that space because it's designated. It's not like a freestanding space where you could just kind of put the refrigerator. If there's a particular space for the refrigerator, you have to be very mindful of the refrigerator size that fits in the space, because if it's off even by a little bit, it won't fit in the space. And you either have to deal with it somehow or you have to send it back or whatever. But regardless of who, like I said, whose fault it was about the size of the refrigerator, whether the store made a mistake or whether she did, the way in which she responds to these men who are like the contractors / the delivery for this refrigerator, this was deplorable behavior. She responded in only the way that a wild hyena would ever respond to anything. And this one's a wild one. This one is probably one you wouldn't think would get a physical like that, but she does. It's always these little bitty ones that think they can square up, or that they believe that they can act crazy and the men around them are not supposed to give them real consequences to their physical assaults. So I'm gonna let us watch the video and then we're gonna come back at it.
Oh, look! My hands in the air! My hands in the air!
Go up the bag. Shut up, Larry!
Stop!
Oh, Ashley!
Without the doors on there, it still won't fit. Your refrigerator measure at about 20.
Measure this refrigerator, please, while you, Mr. Handy Dandy tape measure man. Larry, will you bring me the tape measure from the other room?
So
no, I'm not. No, you can get your dispatch. Dispatch.
Okay. Listen.
Dispatch.
Okay. Wait a minute.
Larry, bring me my phone because I need Lowe's on the phone right now.
All right. Okay. All right. Look, I'm just trying to give you an understanding.
No, you don't. Sweetie, I have a doctorate degree. There's nothing for you to understand. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Phone.
Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and
no. Get the fuck away from my door. Sit down.
Sit down. Yeah.
No.
Can you get your wife, sir?
That's
Please.
not my husband.
Can you?
No. No.
We got another door, bro. She is crazy.
You touch one goddamn thing in my fucking house.
Can you please get out of our truck? Please get out of our truck. You see that?
She attacking him. She got his backpack on. She tripping, man. It's the black woman. She said she got a doctorate degree.
Oh, look! My hands in the air! My hands in the air!
He's just trying to grab his bag. That's it. This shit is crazy. She on some weird shit. Listen, man.
Bro,
We gotta go, man.
I can't get up. She got me.
Everybody just get up. Why you bleeding out the mouth?
Because he hit me in my face, and I'm pressing charges against you. Ash,
Bro,
help me! Ash, let go of the bag. Shut the f- up, Larry!
stop.
Oh, whoa.
Ashley!
Now, you watch this atrocious behavior. Several layers. First off, this, like I said, this is one of these little ones, these little petite ones. She thinks she's cute and she thinks she's smart and she thinks she's better than everyone. She's got a so-called doctorate degree, which I'm trying to figure out what that even means in this situation, because she is so incredibly condescending. She is a evil little heifer. The condescendingness. At this juncture, she tells a grown man who's trying to leave her home to sit down. Now, that would be a crime in certain places, to prevent someone from leaving your home by force. That's a crime. You can't detain people. I think it's like unlawful detainment, and after it goes on for a certain amount of time, I think the charge goes up to kidnapping. Let's talk about that degree, and let's talk about, because this is an entitlement. This is well, it can be partially entitlement, but this is also that I'm a human being and you aren't. That's what she's displaying, because she's not even wasn't even talking to those men like they were children. She was talking to them like they were dogs. She was talking to them like they were dogs. Like, sit down is a command that you would give a well-trained dog. Okay? Any dog owner knows that with proper training, and sometimes even without formal training, your dog understands you. And if you say sit down, they'll sit. So she does not see these men as human beings. That's the deeper part of this. More than how unreasonable she's being, how wild she's acting, like a wild animal at this point. There's nothing dignified. There's nothing educated. There's nothing feminine. There's nothing, womanly. There's nothing with any decorum. There isn't anything being handled by her with any level of reason or intelligence. She's just a foaming at the mouth rabid hyena that likes to be condescending to everyone around her that she thinks is beneath her. She's the type of chick that the only person she doesn't do this with is white men in her area. Other professional white men, she would never do that to white men who also had degrees and also were maybe professors or whatever, the profession is. She would never, ever in a million years talk to an educated white man the way that she's talking to these highly respectful, hardworking Black men. Larry, she was very clear to make sure that everyone understood that the Larry guy isn't her husband. So Larry is her simp friend that doesn't hold her accountable for any of her rude, crude, snotty, snooty, snarky behavior that she likes to do with people. This is the type of person that'll argue with the waitress, at the restaurant. This is the one whose latte is never quite right, and she'll yell at the barista about the latte. This is the one who goes into the store and, any little thing that she finds as some sort of inconvenience to her, somebody's got to hear about it. She's the Black Karen. She's a Karen. She'll go, she wants to talk to your manager. She'll speak to anyone who she feels doesn't have the proper profession with disrespect. She has that demeanor about her where you can't say anything to her because you're a lowly cashier. And don't you know I have a doctorate? Because she was quick to bring up that white man's education that she's likely in debt for. Because unless she went into a ridiculously high paying profession, she's got a house and student debt. Okay. For all that doctorate, didn't have the sense, did not have the wherewithal, probably did not listen to Larry, who said we should measure that space before you go to Lowe's and buy a refrigerator. You don't tell me what to do, Larry. You know, who do you think you are? That was her response. And so she went to Lowe's to get the biggest, baddest refrigerator that she thought she could afford without so much as looking at or thinking about the physical space that the refrigerator needs to occupy in that kitchen that doesn't seem to be quite updated with the brown cabinets. So she makes the mistake. The mistake is hers. You know, we can probably just go ahead and say that. The mistake that she has, I see fringes. So I guess this brother might be a Hebrew Israelite. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, this one here she doesn't bother to make sure of anything. Everything's just supposed to go her way because she said so. Okay? And look at a little boot mouth to sell. Sitting there mad, but for what? You're the one that went into Lowe's and didn't look and didn't think and didn't read. And so when Lowe's delivered exactly what you asked them for, and those men came to bring you that item, and now it doesn't fit, now you're mad at them to the point where you are actively like tussling and fighting with these men. And the laws are such in this country that they're unable to just pop her in her face, knock her out real quick, take the bag and just roll. Even with the video evidence of her being aggressive and this man not actually striking her and him simply trying to get the bag that she's holding him, he's trying to hold the bag and get the bag. Even with this video evidence, if that man hits her or hurts her, she'd have some type of little case that she could make about it. And the law is set up in such a way where it will be assault like on a woman, battery on a woman. You know, I don't know what that's supposed to mean on a woman or whatever. She's supposed to be special because she's 135 pounds, wet and wearing boots, and she's got the audacity to be kicking it. You know what I'm saying? She ain't got no man. She can't get a man. She can't get one. The only thing she can get is somebody to spread her open, and she thinks she's too good for that. She thinks that she's a better woman and somebody should just come in and love her and marry her. Nobody wants to marry this rabid hyena foaming at the mouth. Somebody need to send this to her job so she can get fired. And I usually don't think like that. But if it were a man tussling with a woman, like if he was the aggressor and that somebody would have sent it to his job. I'm just saying. Because she's not really going to face any repercussions for the way that she's behaving and the way that she's acting and how she's doing people. You know, people burn in hell for stuff like this. People don't think that. People think you only bust the belly of hell wide open when you do, you know, when you like delete people or you abuse people or you things that, but how you treat people in these day-to-day interactions, that's the stuff that's going to send a lot of people to the hellfire. A lot of people gonna go to the hellfire for this kind of stuff. This type of behavior. You're gonna bust the belly of hell wide open with this type of behavior. Just the way you talk to people and interact with them. People don't believe that. People think only the worst of humanity, the obvious, the leaders and the tyrants and those kind of people go. But nope, the everyday people that make a habit of being hard and coarse and rude to everyone, talking to everyone crazy, degrading people, disrespecting people, looking down on people, making people's life hard for no reason. That's the kind of stuff. Those incidents pile up on the day of judgment. And then when you see the scale tilt to the negative side because of all of them interactions, people don't understand the day of judgment. They think it's going to be some kind of quick thing. Nope. Going to be long and drawn out. Because everybody you wrong going to come up to and complain to Allah directly about you. And there won't be any sorries or any apologies that's going to be acceptable. The only thing going to be acceptable is you take their sins. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.